Alright, hello and welcome to Echoes Color with Jeffery Morrison. How's it going? We're going to do another whip and chat here with Timu's stained glass cardinals. Kit JY907. 30 by 40 centimeters, and it's a round. Alright, yeah, we'll hang out for a bit more. Hopefully your crafting and other endeavors are going well. Alright. Yeah, I basically updated my previously quick section completion update. The picture was taken on the side, so the camera didn't turn around or something, so I just kind of stated that on the post. But yeah, there it is, finished. It's in the whip and chat. I noticed that like after it posted, tried editing, but wasn't letting me, so I have a sideways completion picture, section completion picture. Oh, it's all good. Alright, still working on that 310 here. Got distracted by YouTube while the previous whip and chat was uploading, so yeah, let's work my way up the section here with the 310. Nice blue sky, few white fluffy clouds hanging out. Hopefully your weekend's going alright. Yeah, pretty chill weekend here. Just been working quite a bit lately, but yeah, it's all good. Let's keep paying the bills. Here, there's a couple here. I'll just be all over the place in this section. There's a couple segments where there's quite a few 310, but yeah. Let's keep working my way up here. Yeah, there's 310 right here. Yeah, I was watching a couple Final Fantasy 16 podcast kind of episodes with Ben Starr, the voice of Clive in Final Fantasy 16, so just enjoy that guy's interviews. Yeah. Mom was shocked that I was listening to a podcast. I've heard of them. I've watched a few. They're usually over an hour long, so it's like the longer form content. Pretty casual interviews. Some where he's sitting in front of the microphone in a studio where the host does the podcast, but there's a couple that were just like webcam kind of interviews, but it's along the same lines. He answers a lot of the same questions, but yeah, the tone of the conversations is just slightly different. Just depends who's interviewing him. basically promotion for Final Fantasy 16. Well, back in the day, they're like probably a year old now. But yeah, that's an easy way to advertise a video game. If you just had the voice actors just talking about the game or just having casual conversation, just as long as you talk about the game that they're in or the production or movie, etc. So it's a nice relaxing video to watch at the end of the day. I'm sure there's just like an audio track where you could just listen to the podcast, but if there's a visual aspect, I usually like clicking on a video and just like lying in bed and watching it. So it's like seeing Ben Star, people interacting with one another. It's a very laid back environment. You have like 3 microphones usually, or 2. I mean, I've seen podcasts recently with like a couple hosts, so they just have a conversation with each other while recording a podcast, and you get a more diverse conversation going instead of somebody just talking into a microphone and then calling it a podcast. But that's format for a podcast too, when you're talking about a topic in particular for a certain amount of time. And then, yeah, I usually see podcasts as like an interview, an extended interview, but a particular topic for sure. Game, movie, yeah, anime, yeah, etc. Yeah, there are interviews about other topics and stuff, of course, but yeah. Yeah, just a lot of Final Fantasy 16 stuff. Been watching it recently, so. Game that I have a copy of, but no PlayStation 5, so. I've been watching reviews of Tales of Arise, but it's a game I don't have, but seen a lot of gameplay footage of it. Mixed feelings. It's Final Fantasy 16 was a little divisive as well, because the battle system was more Kingdom Hearts. It's like action RPG. It's not turn-based anymore. It probably because the hardware for like the PlayStation 5 or the game systems have faster processors and all that, or more hardware space for bigger games. So, well, I feel like the Final Fantasy VII remake, it has that kind of battle system as well, real-time battle. It's kind of like a commonplace kind of battle system now, just action RPG. In some cases, some games. Final Fantasy VII is a remake on the PlayStation 5. It's now going to PC, I believe. So is Final Fantasy 16. I think Final Fantasy is going to PC. Like, definitely 16. Yeah. 16 was PlayStation 5 exclusive for a while. Well, I'm pretty sure it's just Final Fantasy 16 that's going to PC. I'm not sure about... Yeah, I'm probably getting the 2 games mixed up. My bad. Yeah, Final Fantasy 16 is definitely going to PC. Being ported to PC. It's still on PlayStation 5, but not exclusive anymore. There we go. Yeah, I do tend to get stuck on YouTube for a bit. YouTube music while I'm on the exercise bike, and then, yeah, watching YouTube shorts and stuff. Just any other time for a small block of time for a couple hours in the evening when the days calm down. Yeah, I'll just end up getting a PS5 and having like just 2 or 3 games for it. Oh boy, that's a bummer. Hopefully I can still get that Ratchet and Clank game, so I've played a good chunk of the franchise. It sucks. Yeah, I'll give Tales of Arise a go, because, yeah, I do like the Tales games, to an extent. Yeah, I like those JRPGs, Japanese RPGs, basically, but, yeah. But Ratchet and Clank, yeah, it's just on new gen hardware, so if you remember Spiral the Dragon, it's basically Insomniac games. I think that's what they're still called. There's a bit of a time gap in between PlayStation 2, or I think there's a nope, there was a PlayStation 3 installment of the Ratchet and Clank series. So was that PS3? Yeah, I think so. I don't know if it even touched the PlayStation 4. Couldn't tell you. Ratchet and Clank just kind of fell off the radar for a bit there, to an extent, but yeah, and the one on the PS5 like came out from nowhere. That I kind of got surprised by it, that they were doing a one for the PS5. So and then it just kind of disappeared from what I had seen. So know very little about it, but be Final Fantasy 16, Tales of Arise, and Ratchet and Clank maybe. The 3 games that I have remote interest in. Really not too sure about anything else that's on the PlayStation 5. That Final Fantasy 7 remake, I guess, would be another one. Yeah, so 4 at least. 4 hearty games. I guess there's the God of War 1, 2, but yeah, basically JRPGs that are kind of stuck in my mind there. Really kind of arrested my interest. What can you do? pretty bad when you can just like afford the games, but not the system that they're on. These are like $90 games now, like Canadian, but that's fine. Like, used to be like $60 PlayStation games back in the day, like PS2 kind of, PlayStation 2. I was like, okay, yeah, that's normal, that's fine. Get to pay a certain amount of money for like a physical game disc, but I think even just like a digital download is probably $10 cheaper maybe, but I'm not one who really digitally downloads video games, so a couple exceptions, but I'm just a game disc guy, so yeah, I've heard mixed reviews about the Final Fantasy 16 and Tales of Arise, but Final Fantasy 7 remake, yeah, that's just being well received as far as I've heard. It's certainly a huge difference compared to the ATB active time battle system that I played on the PlayStation. Yet again, I think that's Final Fantasy VII Remake is the game that Square Enix wanted to make all those years ago. It used to be Square Soft when Final Fantasy VII on the PlayStation came out. That was their first jump to 3D. Final Fantasy, so I think, yeah, Final Fantasy VII I think was the first 3D title. And it's just been 3D ever since, to my knowledge. Yeah, I was a little skeptical about Final Fantasy VII Remake. It's like, this is an entirely... Why are they redoing like a classic game? It's like, just go play go play it on PlayStation or Steam or something. Like, why are you just totally redoing a game? But I guess it's popular. Getting people into Final Fantasy if they've like never played a Final Fantasy. That's kind of Final Fantasy 16's, that's what they're trying to do with Final Fantasy 16, make it approachable. Each Final Fantasy is a standalone title, with the exception of a couple sequels. Final Fantasy X had a sequel, X-2, but I think they're standalone stories still, but Final Fantasy 13 had a trilogy. They all just kind of tied together because you played as Lightning. And 2 of the 3 games. There's Final Fantasy 13-2. I think it was Lightning's sister was the main character, and then somebody else. A side male character. I think I've heard of 13-2, but not something not sure if I tried playing that or not. 13-2 got mixed reviews or something. I'm not sure if it really was as popular as Square Enix intended. It's been a while, but yeah, I know of it, so they're just games of that variety just out there. You just kind of have to find them and like just play what you want to play. If you're a gamer, there's just a variety of titles out there, but yeah, some have upset people and others, yeah, you get used to a certain aspect of a series, like especially the way that you do battle in Final Fantasy, like the monster encounters and all that. Once you kind of tweak with that kind of style of gameplay, it just upsets a few people. Oh, another hack and slash. You're just mashing buttons. That's what Kingdom Hearts felt like. Button masher. No offense. It worked well for those games. Yep, I like the action base battles. Yeah. It didn't really transition to a different area or whatever, or a background area. It was just you battle the Heartless like right then and there, or a boss. That was kind of a transition, but there's cutscenes usually before bosses, but just regular encounters, yeah, it was just on the same screen. So I'm totally familiar with the action RPG battle system, so that's fine. Perfect style for Kingdom Hearts is just like a physical action RPG kind of game. Yeah. It's normal. Hey, this is how you fight. Tales of Arise is kind of you're shifted to a battle space, I believe. Kind of battle arena, and then you don't get an experience screen or something, you get a results screen after a battle, and you just like keep exploring and stuff in environment or go through dungeon. You just get results right on the screen after a battle. Yeah, so kind of more seamless kind of experience there. I really think it's like a hardware, kind of what the next gen systems can accomplish now. The graphics are better, there's better processing time, like shorter, faster processors. So you can do just almost seamless gameplay at this point, compared to that of Final Fantasy VII back in the day, where you had load times and yeah, turn-based battles. Yeah, so that's okay. Like without that older active time battle, like kind of gameplay back in the day, like where would we be now? Like, would we still be doing active time battles, like waiting for a gauge to fill up and stuff? There are still games out there here and there that have turn-based battles. Like, it's still a style that's popular for a lot of people. But yeah, basically turn-based strategy games. It's a different genre though, but you have that turn structure. I think the strategy part is kind of stressed with that style of gameplay. It's like a specific genre, so... Well, action RPGs, yeah. It's a separate genre now. So, it's normal. Yeah, it's all down to your gameplay preferences, really. Yeah. There are some games where you want there to be a different gameplay style, but they stuck with a certain one. I think Final Fantasy has always tried to be innovative. The Tales of series 2, trying to create new battle systems with a bit of strategy and variety in them. Kind of tweak the gameplay a bit. I'm not sure if every Tales game has been consistent. There's always been something different about the battle systems. There's been 4 or 5 different variations, I think, that I've seen in YouTube videos, like reviews, just kind of ranking Tales of games. Like Tales of Symphonia is like a common GameCube RPG. They kind of got people, it was kind of a gateway into the Tales series here in the West. It's still a pretty niche series, the Tales of. So, yeah, Final Fantasy is a little more well known. You'd mention it and it's like, oh, yeah, I've heard of that. But yeah, there's still some people who haven't played Final Fantasy title. Yeah, that happens. Yeah, some games I can safely say I haven't played, like Red Dead Redemption. I haven't played it. I've heard about it and seen it. Like, there's still content around that kind of stuff, but I played Metal Gear Solid. I think my brother did, though. I think he liked that kind of game. So, yeah, there are just different games out there for everyone. Just depends what you like playing, and that's why there's variety out there. So, not a heavy gamer by any means, but yeah, I'll sit down and play a game for a few hours if it's something I'm interested in. I might actually dive into Final Fantasy VII Remake, because I have seen gameplay of it, so... I do like Cloud as a main character. I do like the Final Fantasy VII cast. That kind of updated from the ground up kind of gameplay style. It will be something to get used to. But I'm familiar with action-based RPGs, so... Yeah, it's just a change of pace, but it's something I can just, adjust with. Instead of just, basically playing in menus constantly, during a battle, but there's, an element of strategy to that as well. So, just depends on how you look at stuff like that. Yeah, but yeah, you've been watching Echoes of Color with Jeffery Morrison. Down below in the description, I put the main website links for Conquer and Pacer down. Just basically fitness incentive kind of apps / websites. I'm not affiliated or partnered with them, but yeah, and just links I put down below. Just information purposes only. Any updates regarding Echoes of Color will just be here on YouTube, so feel free to follow or hit the notification bell, subscribe. You'll receive those notifications every now and then. I don't post constantly, but I do start photo, quick section completion updates, like the one I kind of flibbed the other day for this section, but it's all good. I make the odd mistake, but I wish I could like fix the picture, but I have to figure that out. I kind of just added to the post that, yeah, this is kind of on its side because the camera screwed up or something. But anyway, yeah, just get updates like that. I don't want to bother everybody constantly with me drinking a cup of coffee or something. It's just diamond painting and any updates that I post on the channel, for the channel. Very rare. It's more the canvas I'm working on, work in progress, WIP. So anyway, take care. All the best with your crafting endeavors. And I will see you again soon. Bye.